Rightio, so here we are with question number 30, factorise completely. We did some factorising earlier. These are just going to be slightly more complicated, but actually not that much different at all. First of all here, something with a squared minus something else. This is actually very similar to the one before. 16d squared, I could write that as 4d all squared, couldn't I? 25 is 5 squared, so now you can see a difference of two squares pattern. So it's the first one plus the second one, 4d plus 5, multiplied by the second one, 4d minus 5. And you're done. Next one, same sort of thing. It looks like a difference of two squares again. Let's have a look. M to the power of 4. Well, that's really m squared squared, isn't it? And 16 you can think of as 4 squared. So we go ahead and we apply our rule again. So it's the first one, m squared, plus the second one, first one, minus the second one. And you can see here, this is a nice little trick that's often included in exams. Have a little look. Here we've got m squared plus 4, okay. That's a sum of two squares. There's no rule for the sum of two squares. We can't continue, but look, we've got a second application of the difference of two squares here. So we've got to make sure we factorise completely, as the question says, and we go ahead and we apply our rule again here, where 4 is the same as 2 squared. So it's going to become m plus 2, m minus 2, that second bracket. And now you've factorised completely. Finally, part C, 18x squared minus 9x minus 90. Or a non-monic quadratic, but it's actually a pretty nice one anyway. But before you start, always have a look. Is there a common factor in each of the coefficients in the number on its own? Yes, of course there is. The constant term, the coefficients all have a factor of 9. Let's take that factor out first. So I've got 9 outside of 2x squared minus x minus 10. That's looking a little bit nicer. Going to our next line, the 9 just stays there. And now you do your product sum. Two numbers that multiply to negative 20 and add to negative 1. So I'm thinking negative 5 times 4 would give me negative 20, and negative 5 plus 4 would work. There are lots of different ways of factorising this. Ideally, you're going to get to the point where you can say, okay, I've identified the numbers negative 5 and 4. How would I get 4x out of the factors of 2 and the factors of 10? Well, I would have 2x multiplying positive 2. 2x by 2, that'll give me 4x. The other factor of 10 that goes with 2 is negative 5, and if I had negative 5 multiplied by x, that would give me the negative 5x, which would satisfy the negative x term in the middle, and also 2x multiplied by x gave me the 2x squared. There are lots of different methods. If you want to look at a video on some of the different methods, if you're really not confident with your factorising, come and see me, come and see your teacher, go to one of the tutoring sessions, and you'll be able to get some help with that. But that's those three questions. I hope that helps. See you in question 32. Yes, I know. Apparently I didn't put question 31 on there. Not to worry. Cheers.